What's going on, everybody? My name is CD, and today we're going to be talking about the M4 in Season 4. Now that the Grau has been nerfed, is the M4 the best AR? It's been good before, it's always been one of the top ARs, but I think if it is your weapon of choice for the assault rifles, that is kind of personal preference. Some people still going with the Grau, some people staying by the M4 as the best AR. In my opinion, this is the loadout, the class setup to go with for the M4A1. And this is just a small variant of kind of what I've run in the past, but I think this is really working for the meta right now in Season 4. So we have the monolithic suppressor, the Corvus custom marksman barrel, commando foregrip, 60 round mag, and the rubberized grip tape for that recoil control. Now, why I'm kind of running these, so a lot of these are kind of default that you're always going to be running on an M4. 60 round mag, commando foregrip, I guess, could be argued. There are some other grip. I prefer the commando foregrip for the recoil here, as well as the rubberized grip tape, which you may not see a ton of people run, but because you're not running a sight and you're trying to shoot people with the M4's iron sight, which isn't the easiest or the best iron sight in the game. Personally, I'm usually in that medium to long range gunfight, and I don't want really the M4 to move at all. It is powerful. It's a little bit more powerful than the Grau, but it does bounce around a little bit. So if we can hone in that recoil, we can just make those gunfights as easy, or hopefully easier, than the Grau. Monolithic suppressor, you're always going to have Corvus custom. This one, you can either go back and forth between the Corvus custom or the stock M16 Grenadier barrel. So these are kind of the two that you can mess around with. Some people will argue there is a difference, but for me personally, I think the Corvus custom looks better, and I don't really notice much of a difference. On this class, if you really wanted to put an optic on here, I would take off the rubberized grip tape for some sort of optic, whether that be a mini reflex or even like a VLK, something like that. I would take off the rubberized grip tape here, but you are going to have a little bit of bounce, a little bit of recoil with the M4. So that is the attachment setup for my M4. And as always, with some sort of assault rifle, I'm going to be running an MP5 as my secondary. Even though it got nerfed, that is just the best secondary, the best up close and personal weapon you can be running right now for the most versatility, speed, damage. The MP5 is still it. And I'll have a video coming out soon on the best MP5 attachments, because there are a lot of variations of MP5s that people are running. As I was saying earlier, is it M4 versus Grau? Are those the top two assault rifles? Obviously we have the Bruin kind of sneaking up in the meta as well, but I would say still, just like pre-nerf, the M4 is probably trailing that Grau just slightly. So with the Grau nerf, they brought that down a little bit, but I still think for whatever reason, the Grau is just edging out that M4 for the best AR spot. But for whatever reason, if you are not a Grau fan, if you just really don't like the weapon, don't have the weapon, the M4 is the way to go. The M4 in no way, shape, or form is a bad weapon. It is, like I said, the #2 assault rifle, probably the #2 best gun in the game. I don't know, as I said, Bruin in there somewhere. So the M4 is definitely not to be messed with, and if this is your gun of choice, go with it, run the setup. I'm telling you, it's a lot better than a lot of people think. People are just going with the Grau because everybody else is using it, but you're going to win a lot more up close and personal gunfights with this M4 than you would with a Grau. That's just plain and simple. The M4 hits a little bit harder, and the Grau just has a little bit more accuracy, a little bit less recoil. That's really the pros and cons there between the two. So in the comments down below, let me know if you guys have tried this setup out, what you guys think of it. If you guys have any other weapons that you've heard about that you want me to go over, want me to test, get a best class setup for you guys, click that like button if you guys have enjoyed it. Some of you guys have not already, and we'll see you guys later.